Thanks for watching, A Christian Fam. If growing in the faith is important to you, hit that subscribe button, because over here we like to encourage, empower, and give you everyday practical Christian advice on real life situations. We drop videos whenever we drop videos, so hit that notification bell, because for the first hour, we respond to comments immediately. All right, let's get it.
Talk that only come from experience. All right,
let's talk about infatuation versus real love. Like, I think when it comes to infatuation, I think that's such an allure. Like, there's an allure of infatuation because it feels so good. Like, I think a lot of people out there, when it comes to infatuation, they chase it because it's just such a good feeling. Like, you always got butterflies in your stomach, and just like, you know, that person can just do no wrong, and they're just so lovely in your eyes and things like that. But, you know, we want to talk about infatuation versus real love, because I don't want to discredit infatuation, because I think it may serve a purpose, but I think it has a purpose for a season. But let's get into the definition of infatuation. It says infatuation is an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone or something. And so when I think about infatuation, it's almost like, if I could use the example of glue, like when you want to glue like two pieces of wood together or anything like that, like, understand, like, you're gonna need some glue, right? You're gonna need to put it together. And here's the thing, the glue has done its job. Just stay together.
Yeah, I think infatuation, you think about it, is that excited feeling at the beginning. Is you know, when you can talk for hours because you're getting to learn the person. So it's one of those things where it's like you just did a date together, spent hours together, but you can still come home, get on the phone, still talk for hours, fall asleep on the phone. And it's an exciting feeling, you know. It's an exciting part of a relationship, but like you said, it can't just stay there. You know, I think a lot of people that may be a reason why some people move from one relationship to another, because it's like when that, you know, when that
high is gone,
it's almost like it's boring, you know. So when you're looking at infatuation, it's cool to have that at the beginning of your relationship, and throughout your relationship you still want to have, you know, those romantic feelings. You still have to keep the romance going. But the reality is that in order for it to develop into real love, it has to go deeper than the surface. Yeah. And when I was thinking about it, you know, anything that stays on the surface will easily blow away. Right. Anything that you want to really be deep rooted is going to have to grow and go through some things.
Look at you.
So you want to move past that infatuation stage, because if it stays there, anything that gets thrown your way in your relationship could potentially blow it away or ruin it. But when you are deeply rooted and have that real love, that'll keep you grounded, of course, with Christ being your anchor and your center, so that you can go through different changes, because life happens. Yeah, life happens. And you're gonna deal with some things as a couple. You change individually, then you have, because you're changing individually, you have to adapt to each other as a couple, you know, and continuously grow, you know, together. So if you're just stuck in that first phase, it's not gonna be good. That's good. Like there's a purpose for infatuation, like we talked about, right? And so, like, even it's been scientifically proven. Now when I read the definition, it says how it's a short-term thing, and scientists have even come out and said, listen, infatuation is not like a healthy state to stay in, and it can only be sustained for as long as maybe 3 to 3.5 years. So I think that during that infatuation stage, you definitely need to start looking for deeper qualities other than the thing that initially attracted you to that person, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But when you go back to the glue analogy, you think about it. All right, the glue was used to put the two pieces of wood together, right? But if I was to continue to dump glue on top of those pieces of wood and keep using all this glue, right, what would happen is I would ruin both those pieces of wood, because I'm trying to apply something that no longer needs to be used, right? And I think that's what we do. We start
jumping out of relationships, in and out of relationships, looking for the next quick fix, the next high, you know, and you know.
That's what I was gonna say, like a euphoric feeling.
Yeah, the next euphoric feeling, and you getting rid of great pieces of wood, you getting rid of great people because you keep chasing this high, this ghost, this fantasy that it was never meant to be sustained. So yes, infatuation has its purpose in sticking you together. However, that togetherness or that glue is okay. That's the time where you definitely need to be sorting out some things. Like, okay, is this person really, is this God's will for my life? Is this person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's definitely something you probably need to be praying about before you even go into that relationship from the jump.
Yeah.
But you know, just talking about that relationship. So yeah.
And I was also going to add too, you know, how you were talking about how with infatuation it sometimes covers up things.
Oh shit.
So where it seems like the person can do no wrong.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to move past that so you can see the person, the real deal.
Yeah.
Because just like I remember giving an example a long time ago about how, you know, when we bought our house, how I was so excited, you know, and it was move-in ready, as you know, everything was painted, ready to go, you know, a newer house and everything. But I remember looking at the wall one day and I saw like a little tiny dent. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, where did that come from? You know, I'm thinking.
And I'm like, that been there. That was there when we came here.
But because I was just so excited, you know, it's like I didn't even notice that it was there.
Yeah.
You know, and it was very minimal. But just the fact that I was like thrilled and, you know, it's just like, cloud nine. I didn't even realize it was there. And it's the same way with relationships. Like that person can have, and people are going to have flaws. That's not what we're saying. Right. But, you know, it's like certain things that maybe your friend, like, especially if the person is not who God intended for you to be with. Yeah. And you know how you may have a friend telling another friend, like, I don't know about that one, but because you're all in that infatuation phase, you're like, no, you're just tripping, you know, you're just jealous, or you come up with all kind of things to where you're not seeing what your friends
overlook red flags.
Yeah, where your friends really care about, you know. So it is important to really get past that and see what is the real deal really like, and help you to see, okay, God, is this truly the person that you have for me?
Exactly. And that moves into that space of like real love. Like real love, like there's a big difference between just infatuation and real love, and we definitely need to use that infatuation stage to do some inspecting. Like, okay, is this person really going to be a good spouse? Are they proven, or can they have they shown any qualities or attributes about themselves to prove that they may make a good spouse or whatever? And do they love God first and foremost?
First and foremost.
But then
I used to always ask that. Remember, like I always be like, is he saved? Like when I would talk to
that sound hard, but listen, that'll save you a whole bunch of headache.
Yeah.
If you trying to get some dude saying
the person will be perfect, but that does need to be like number one priority on your list. Like,
even though me and your situation, we'll talk about that later. But I know. But we'll definitely talk about that later. Yeah. But going into the real love, there's a big contrast between just infatuation and real love. Like when you have like an infatuation stage, like you're not gonna give somebody access to your bank account. You're not gonna share your social security number with that person. You're not gonna like leave the well-being of your mama or your daddy in the hands of that person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that's that infatuation stage. But so you only do that when you really love a person. Real love is like, okay, like when you gain weight. Like, okay, if someone gains weight, because we're not always gonna stay the same, you know what I'm saying? So if that person, you gotta love that person even if they gain weight,
or if they get sick.
Yeah, if they get sick,
health challenges that
something like that.
That may change their appearance. You know, all kind of things happen in life. You know.
Yeah.
If they deal with a mental illness, you know, maybe they battle depression. It's like, are you going to be around in those situations? You know, what it really makes me think of is the book by Gary Chapman, The 4 Seasons of, and we say of marriage, because that's what the book is about. But it's almost like how you always say when you're dating or courting, rather, you know, going through a courtship, you need to make sure that you see the person in all seasons, not just summer. And when I think of infatuation, it's like those summer or spring type feelings, but you need to see a fall, You know, you need to see some winters and see how that person responds. How do they act? Do they flip up on you? Are they acting different, you know, around their family? If you go through some difficult times in life and maybe you're a little down,
are they gonna stand by you?
Are they gonna stand by you? Are they gonna encourage you? Or are they just gonna up and leave? So
yeah, one of the telltale signs that I really loved early in our relationship before we were married was like the couple weeks before I proposed to you. Like, you even went down, like when my uncle passed, when we were living up north where you from, and we went back down south to Arkansas, and you actually took the trip with me to go bury my uncle. And I'm like, this chick is a damn chick. She is for real, for real. But you know, and I don't want that to be the barometer for everybody out there, but I know that was one of the things for me. I'm like, she is for real, for real. And at that point, we had been together for some years or whatever. But yeah, are you willing to love that person in real life? You know, do I love you after you done had 3 babies? Of course I do. I love you, right? And that's our situation. Are you gonna love that person to life even when they get on your nerve? You get a little bit too happy about it.
Right.
Yeah. So saying
experience in that area. They get on your last nerve.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, but y'all, we gonna get into something much similar to this, talking about when the thrill is gone. And depending on when you watching this video, it may be popping up on your screen right now. If not, watch another one of our videos. Thanks for watching
That Christian Fam.